All right, Mike. So Diane writes in and says, what can you tell me about, pronounce it for me.
Vouvray.
Vouvray.
Vouvray wine.
Yeah.
Vouvray.
It's going to be a challenging morning, you know. It was a long night,
Vouvray.
and we've got French words today, so
bear
with us here, folks.
All right. So what is Vouvray? Is that a type of wine? Is it what you call a varietal? What is that?
It's a city in the Loire Valley. The Loire Valley is in the northwest region of France.
Yeah.
It's a valley that starts at the Atlantic Ocean and runs east for about 600 miles. It's one of the most prolific wine regions in France, and they produce a number of good grapes in that valley. For white grapes, you're talking about Chenin Blanc, you're talking about Sauvignon Blanc, and they have recently being probably the last 50 years there in the Loire Valley, playing with some red grapes, the Cabernet Franc varietal. So,
and that's where Vouvray comes from?
That's where Vouvray comes from. Vouvray is, as I mentioned, a town, and it's under the French wine laws, the AOC, that you'll see that designation on a label of a wine bottle. And they tell the vintners and the viticulturists there exactly how much grapes they can have on their vines per acre.
Oh.
Chenin Blanc.
Like how they were in cattle here on how many head you can have to the acre. Same thing.
Like a wine AUM?
How about the guy who has to count the grapes on the acre?
You know, the Chenin Blanc grape is one that needs a good haircut.
Really?
They need to be really well groomed. They are much nicer. It concentrates the fruit in the grape.
They get all rangy if you don't trim them up every once in a
That's
while.
exactly what I'm talking about, Paula.
No, interesting. You're talking about, this region produces mostly white grapes. I mean, there are some red. And you're talking about this Chenin Blanc, this white, is such a versatile grape that they make a standalone varietal, and they also mix it sometimes with Chardonnay. In fact, they call it the chameleon because it can take on so many different flavors.
It can, and it's so versatile, and it does stand alone. It's noted as one of the classic wine grape varietals in the world.
So do you look for Vouvray on the label as a type of wine, or do you look on the thing that says that it's from that region?
It will say Vouvray on the wine label because it's under that French wine law.
Okay.
But what is important is to look and see whether it's a dry one or whether, and now bear with me here as I delve into my French, the Moalou, which is a sweet dessert wine that is a late harvest or a noble rot wine.
It's from the same grape.
It's from the same grape, but a completely different deal. The noble rot in the Loire Valley in Vouvray, they produce the best Chenin Blanc in the world because of the clay in the soil. Most of all the vineyards are planted on the southern slope, and there's streams that run all through that area, so there's moisture that goes onto the grapes at night. And what happens if they have a really warm growing season, then they're going to produce those sweet dessert wines. And that noble rot forms because they can let those grapes stay on the vine that much longer. And that moisture creates a fungus. And they can create these world-class dessert wines.
That doesn't sound any good at all, Mike.
Fungus wine.
It's
kind of like here how it's hard to get a red vine-ripened tomato in Montana.
Noble rot fungus.
Not the case
but
of
it
the
is noble, so it's, it has to be okay.
All right.
They call it noble.
All right. Well, we'll have to try this now.
I'm going to Google images. I want to see what this Vouvray, this place looks like.
Town looks like. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's one of the things that we've learned is a lot of these French wines that you've heard the names of throughout your life are what you just assumed were the wine. They're actually towns or regions from where they come from.
Yeah, it's deceiving because Chenin Blanc got a bad name down in the valley in California because it was, mass-produced jug wine, where here in Vouvray, you've got the world-class Chenin Blanc producer. I mean, it's an amazing, beautiful wine. In the cool seasons, they're producing a dry wine with that Chenin Blanc, and that's what we see on our shelves at retailers wherever you live.
All right, I just pulled up a picture of Vouvray, France.
Yeah.
And it's like a little farm town. It's not very big.
It's a very small town.
Yeah. See?
All right, we'll have to go there.
But they're big time.
Almost looks like a Midwestern.
They kind of
Yeah, And I really encourage people to try these. And that's what's kind of fun about wine. You know, it's called Vouvray, but it's really all about the Chenin Blanc.
And like we said, because that makes you Michael Vouvray today.
Yeah,
I am Michael
show.
Vouvray, but does
Sing
Michael
to me, Michael
Come on.
Vouvray.
Michael Vouvray, does he have a tall boy in hand?
I
No.
know.
A Red Bull
That's
tall
impressive.
boy.
I didn't even know
made
they
a tall boy in
That's
red.
crazy.
I know, that's
now,
crazy.
if you could get that out of the Vouvray region of France,
Yeah,
and
now-
improve the
now
flavor
we're
a bit,
talking.
you'd be set.
Now we're talking. All right, so that's the homework this week is try the Vouvray.
All right.
And send in questions. They're great questions, and win yourself a gift certificate.
As
And
Diane did this
Diane
morning.
sent
Yeah.
a great question in, and it's a great topic. Go to the blog, and you can learn all you want to know and more
All right.
about Vouvray.
Well, go on Mike's page and check it out. And Diane did. And we're going to send her to
Yeah,
Chow Mambo.
congratulations.
So it works pretty good. Mike, have a great week.
Wine Wednesday, everybody.
Troy's your host of Marlin.